Sir, we are live now, sir. Please start.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us today. We are delighted always to meet our SPOCs. You are the NPTEL ambassadors across the country, and the NPTEL program greatly appreciates the efforts, the enthusiasm that you put in. We have been doing new things in all the years that you have been associated with us. And indeed, we have started something brand new just a few months ago. Yes, indeed, it has been in the news, and I'm pretty confident that many of you would have seen aspects of it, and maybe even know people who have joined the program. We thought it would be very useful for us to make an exclusive presentation to the SPOC community, NPTEL SPOC community, and share all the details of the program, including what progress we have made in the last few months in this context. And that would give you a very good idea of what can be done with it, and also help you participate in whatever manner you think is appropriate. So I will start a presentation here, and then of course at the end of it we can take questions. It's not a very long presentation. It's just some dozen slides or so, and that will give you a good overview of what we are trying to do and how far we have come with it. So let me just share my screen, and then we will get started. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we'll get started. So few months ago, IIT Madras started what we believe is the world's first online BSc degree in programming and data science. And we have done it with a lot of thought and a lot of experience that we have built into our, sort of our background. And that has really helped us start this program. This is a program which is open to everybody and has a lot of both philosophical variations with what is generally available there, as well as technical variations in terms of what is allowed in this program. So let me walk you through this program, something about the background of this program and so on, and in the details of the program and where we are so far. So first thing I would like to point out is that there is a variation in what we can do in this program relative to what is traditionally there in most programs. First of all, philosophically, this program is intended to ensure that anybody who is interested in education, this is all we're looking for, anybody who is interested in education and interested in this area and is willing to work hard in this area, in the area that of programming and data science, has an aptitude towards it, is interested, and would like to work hard in that. Any such person will get an opportunity to get IIT quality education and an IIT degree, an official IIT degree. So this is a huge change from the scenario we have had in all these years, where if you had to get an IIT degree, you had to spend many years preparing for an entrance examination. And then if you succeeded in multiple levels of that entrance examination, then and only then you would get an opportunity to study at an IIT and the possibility of getting a degree from an IIT. Now we have completely changed the scenario. You don't have to spend years preparing for this. And I'm going to show you how people can get into this program. So it is suddenly open to the entire nation. I mean, even IIT degrees were always open to the entire nation, but the process was so difficult for the most part that many people would not have had enough of an opportunity to actually get into an IIT and study at an IIT. This program changes that. You can be anywhere in the country, and in fact, going forward, you can be anywhere in the world, and you can still get a degree from IIT, which is a full high quality degree from IIT, officially recognized degree from IIT, a Senate approved degree from IIT, with all the quality control that goes with it. And you can do it from your home. And that is the kind of program that we have tried to put here. We have used the online mode for delivery of content. So we have actually done a sort of a hybrid mode here. The content is delivered online, but all exams, and there are several exams every semester, all of those exams and all the evaluation is done in person at an exam center. And of course, to do all this, we used the rich amount of experience that we have had in the NPTEL process and built on it to come up with this program. So, for example, if you see at the top of this slide, you see something called regular entry, and then on the side you have something called direct entry. So, in this program, we have tried to take advantage of the fact that in the online mode, you can actually have a lot more flexibility. And so this has multiple entry points and multiple exit points to ensure that anybody who has a specific intention and specific need can participate in this program and benefit from the program to the extent of their need. So even this is very different from typical degrees. In typical degrees, once you enter, you must graduate at the end of whatever 4 years or whatever it is that you have to complete, and you can only then either get the full degree or you get nothing. So here it is not like that. At every stage, if you wish to exit or the learner wishes to exit, and maybe because that is what they wanted to learn, or maybe they found that they have other interests, they can exit and they will get some output relative to that. So the regular entry is applicable for anybody who has just completed 12th standard and has got an admission into a college, and also people who have finished 12th standard at least 2 years ago, and then we don't really ask them specifically what they're doing. They can join this program. I will talk about the entry process in a minute, but just keep in mind that this regular entry is meant for that. Those people who are just coming off school would then enter this first year, which is called the foundational level. And in the foundational level, we will give the basic courses to bring them up to speed. So this foundation level ensures that regardless of the background you come from, regardless of where you have studied, etc., within the program, we will bring you up to a certain level so that you can handle the rigor of the program that follows. And we have a qualifying process, and I will talk about that in just a minute. But particularly, I want to underline that this qualifying process is very different from an entrance exam. So that is the most important point you have to note. I will come back to it in just a moment. Then once they complete the foundational level, they will come to the second level of this course, which is the diploma level. Here we have courses which will either give them a diploma in programming or a diploma in data science or both. And then they can benefit from that. And finally, the third year is the degree level courses. So if they complete all these three, which are higher level elective courses, degree level courses, if they complete all these three levels successfully, they will exit with a BSc degree from IIT Madras, which is, as I said, a Senate approved BSc degree, and it is just as valid as any other degree from IIT Madras. Okay, and we give the students flexibility to do this at their pace. Again, this is something which is not commonly seen in other programs. And the reason we do this is we believe that a lot of people who are learning in this program may be also doing other things. We want them to not feel constrained because of this, so they can learn at their pace. So we are asking them, providing them with the opportunity that they can learn from anywhere between 3 to 6 years to complete this program. So they could potentially finish it in 3 years. If they want, they can take a little longer. So this is the top to down is the most standard way in which you would think of a degree process. But if you go from the left, we have a direct entry to the diploma. This is primarily intended at people, actually people who have already got a bachelor's degree from some other prior education. And particularly it is aimed at people who are maybe already working in an industry, etc., who may not have, first of all, 3 years for an education, additional degree. And more importantly, they may not even need 3 years of education to augment whatever it is that they wish to learn for their professional activities. So this direct entry to diploma will get such people through another qualifying process into just the diploma level courses, only the horizontal that you see in the middle, where they enter, they take this 2 terms, effectively 2 terms, something like 2 semesters or even 1 semester. If they want to do only diploma in programming or diploma in data science, they can do, they just need to do, still they would be distributed across 2 terms. They would still have to do 2 terms. And so they can get either 1 diploma in programming or 1 diploma in data science, or both the diplomas in programming as well as data science, and complete their process. So this is the 2 entry levels that you have, and multiple things that they do through the course. We have, as I said, flexible exit. we have three types of exit that can happen. So people who are undergoing this foundational level course, if for some reason they feel that the level is much higher than they anticipated, or they think really their interests are somewhere else, they can actually exit from this foundational level itself. And at that point, they will get Center for Continuing Education certificates from CCE, the Center for Continuing Education, IIT Madras. And they will have somewhere between 1 to 2 years to complete this process based on their pace, and they can exit. So at this point, it is not an official degree or any such thing from IIT Madras. It's a certificate from a Center for Continuing Education, just our outreach education program. If they do finish the diploma level course, either through the regular entry or through the direct entry to diploma, if they wish, they can exit with a diploma from IIT Madras. And this is again an official diploma now at this point from IIT Madras. If they have come through regular entry and they wish to continue education, they can actually go to the degree level courses. If they have come through the direct entry to diploma, then they only have one exit path. They have to exit with that diploma. They cannot continue to the degree level course. So if they have come through the regular entry, then they can do this degree level courses and exit with the BSc degree from IIT Madras. So you can see here 2 entry points and 3 exit points with a lot of variety in terms of what they can learn here. So as you see on the left top corner, this entry is open to anybody who has completed 10th standard. So that's something we would like to emphasize. This entry is open to anyone who has completed 12th standard anywhere in the country. And all we require is that they should have done maths and English at the 10th standard level. So even after that, if they have gone into commerce group or biology group or whatever it is that they have gone to, that's okay. If they have done maths and English at the 10th standard level, the foundation level courses will take care of them and bring them up to speed to handle the diploma level courses. So this is one very important aspect of it. And the second, the other flexibility that is here is that in terms of our, as I mentioned, the delivery as well as assessment, the delivery is open to anybody, anywhere in India, and technically anywhere in the world. So if you have relatives elsewhere in some other country who are interested, we are trying to expand our, accessibility, and we will certainly make a serious attempt towards it. You can see in some data that I will show you that we are already heading in that direction. The content, as I said, is online. Every week, like in NPTEL, you will get about 2 to 3 hours of content in every course. And there are assignments every week. But every month, unlike NPTEL, every month in this case, every month we will have an in-person exam. Just like NPTEL, it will be at a center close to your city or in your city, and the student has to go to that center and write the exam. So every month there's an exam. So it's like 3, what shall I say, monthly exams, which we call quizzes in the IIT terminology. So there are 3 quizzes and a final examination, an end semester examination for every course. So there are 4 such examinations, and all those examinations are in person. In fact, we just recently conducted one of those examinations. Okay. So I will now talk about the entry level entry process for the this program. As I mentioned, this is very different from what you're conventionally used to. We do have a qualifier exam, but I will emphasize and underline that this is very different from an entrance examination. So it should not be thought of as, we just took an entrance exam and called it something else, called it a qualifier exam. Not at all. The big differences, there are 2 big major differences in this qualifying exam. The first is that we do not have any process. We are not going to create a situation where students have to go and attend coaching classes elsewhere and prepare for our exam. Instead, what we are doing is that anybody who is qualified, that is, who has finished 12th standard and has got an admission in a college, or has finished 12th standard 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago, any such person can actually directly join our program, can enroll for our program. And in the program, the first month content of our program will be made available to them. Okay, so they pay some nominal fee and they get the first month content from us. The first monthly exam that comes, which is basically the same as the quiz that I spoke about, the very first monthly exam that comes at the end of 1 month of content, 1 month of 3 assignments in every course, and all the discussion forum and all these interactions that happen. At the end of 1 month, the students write an exam based on this content itself. So this is a huge difference. They don't have to go to any coaching class anywhere and learn some difficult problems of different kinds and try to think what they have to do for the entrance exam. All that is not there. The training for the qualifier examination is given within our program itself. So students join without writing any exam. They first join our program as long as they have the minimum qualifications of 12th standard pass with a 10th standard maths and English background. They join. We give them the content for 1 month, and the exam is based on that content for 4 different courses. So we have an English, we have something called computational thinking, we have mathematics and statistics. This is all content which is to try and bring the student up from a 12th standard level or a 10th standard level up to the level required for this program. And these are the 4 courses that are there in the first term of this program. So this content is directly given by us, so need not go and prepare anywhere else. So this is the first major difference between this exam and any other entrance exam, and certainly any other entrance exam for an IIT. So that's number 1. Number 2, we don't have a rank system. So we are not saying that we will have like the typical other exams where lakhs of students write and we basically select only some few thousand students. So essentially the rest of them equal some lakhs of students will not get admission. This is not how so those exams are based on rank. So first 2000 ranks or 10,000 ranks, they are the ones who get admission. Here it is not like that. Here you compete only with yourself. So we have a pass criteria, say about 50% mark, and the students have to clear this 50% mark barrier. Any student clears this 50% mark. So it's like a pass mark, but it is not set at 35, it is set at 50, and it is not some general course where they can mug up and come. They have to understand the course, etc., and do well in that exam and cross 50%. If they cross 50%, they get admission into our program. They get registered for our foundational level of our program. So the competition is only with themselves. It is not with anybody else. There is no ranking. So these are the 2 critical ways in which this entry process is very different from anything you are likely to have seen, and certainly anything that IITs have traditionally used. So this is that we give the training for the exam, and there is no ranking. So if suddenly 50,000 students qualify, then we will take an admission of 50,000. If 2 lakh qualify, we will take an admission of 2 lakh. So the competition is always with yourself. Quality control we will keep. We will keep good quality control at each step. So if 50,000 students clear the first semester, then that is good. That means there are 50,000 very good students in our country. So we have no hesitation in saying that we will ensure that the quality is maintained at every step. And as many students as possible who clear that quality, we are actually happy. We are not trying to find ways to reduce that. We are trying to find ways to help students to learn enough to get that confidence so that they will clear our exams. So this is our entry process. And as I said, anybody with standard 12 with English and math at standard 10 can apply, and they should have been admitted to some degree program already. If they have already graduated or any age, and if they have crossed 2 years since they finished 12th, then they don't even have to have an admission elsewhere, they can join. So as you can see here, first month content is free, followed by a qualifying proctored exam, which means invigilators are there, and those who clear will join the program. Okay, so what is the background for this? Why did we suddenly get into this? What is the background for this, and what are the parameters that should be of interest? So in 2018, UGC regulations permitted online degrees. We don't come under UGC. IITs don't come under UGC, but this permits any college student to actually look at this process. And a second degree is possible when they are in college. A much more elaborate draft has come of what their regulations are. They do talk of conventional students being able to take this kind of an online program. So you should see those, the releases that they have made, the notifications that they have given. So there is definitely a mention of conventional students being able to take online degrees, and they define conventional students as students who are in colleges. So you can take a look at it and satisfy yourself that this is acceptable to your college students. And if so, then you can certainly encourage them to take this as a second degree. See, a lot of, well, I'll come to this in just a moment. So this area, why did we pick this area? So this area is of interest because there's a lot of demand for talent, for people and human resources in programming and data science. And this is a very important field because it adds value to anything that you do. And that is the reason why we would like to encourage students Although this is not aimed only at students, this could be anybody who would take this program. And I'm going to show you the variety of people taking this program shortly. So supposing there's an aerospace student who does data science, or a material scientist who does data science, or a biologist who does data science. This combination is vastly superior to just being a biologist or a material scientist or an aerospace engineer. They can do a significantly greater amount of contribution to their field if they know this data science, if they have this data science background. I would say the most immediate event that we can associate with is the current pandemic situation. So you can see here, for example, massive amounts of data is available. So there's a huge amount of data with millions of people, maybe hundreds of millions of people who have been infected by this virus. There's a lot of data on what was their age group, what was their medical history, how many had blood pressure, how many had diabetes, what kind of diet they ate, what other medication they were on. So there's just a massive variety in the background of these millions of people, hundreds of millions of people. Despite this variety, and also the fact that they may be living in, some people may be living in a cold country, some people may be living in a tropical country, and so on. So despite this variety of in the background of this data, it is important to draw some valid conclusions from this data. So this is massive data with a lot of variety built into the data, and still it is necessary and of great interest to draw some valid conclusions from this data. Data science is a field that enables you to do that. Okay, so normally in our school we just draw a graph of just x and y, and and then you just get a simple graph, and then it's either a curve or a straight line or something, and then you have some value, you have some other value, and then a third value where they want you to tell what is the value of y when you are given a certain value of x. That is all possible when you have just two variables, and you can just draw it, and then or you can use some spreadsheet and do it, and then you're finished with the task that you're given. But real life is vastly more complicated. I just gave you this example. You can think of a variety of different examples, including, let's say, automotive industry. So what I just spoke to you about was healthcare industry. In automotive industry, for example, you can have a car manufacturer who manufactures the same car in 10 different locations across the world. They will be getting parts and components from all over the world, and then they will be driving these cars in a wide range of roads and atmospheric conditions. Despite this, they have to draw some conclusion on let's say, which are the cars which are getting more maintenance calls. Why are they getting more maintenance calls? Which is the region from which the problem is arising? What is the root cause for that problem? All that is data science. So you can see here, I already gave you healthcare and automotive, and you can extend this to, for example, weather and all sorts of different places where data science is very useful. So there is very high demand for people in this area, and it's a growing demand. And the current, educational infrastructure that is there across the world, not just in India, across the world, the current educational infrastructure is completely inadequate to meet this demand. And therefore, any student, any person or you yourself, any person who maybe in your family, maybe homemaker, maybe a student in college, or even a working professional, any such person going through this course will greatly benefit, because they can position themselves in a much more attractive manner in their work location. So, and as I said, it's aligned with industry, and most interestingly, this is very suitable for online delivery, because it is all coding and algorithms and things like that. So this is a very good reason why we have gotten into it. Additionally, our government is sincerely interested in 1.5 crore online degree seats to improve the what is called the GER, or the gross enrollment ratio. Basically, this represents the number of people who are getting into higher education, past school, into college, and maybe even more. And this is an indicator of the state of development of the country. And as we try to become more and more developed and advanced country, these are all criteria which are indicators of this process. And so there's a definite interest in this, and a process like this, which we have initiated, where we are giving significantly enhanced access to IITs without compromising quality, is a major contribution to this kind of an effort. Why IIT Madras? Well, IIT Madras is India's top technical institute, And more importantly, we have really set the standard for online education across the country. We have managed the NPTEL program for years now, and really it's one of the it's really a benchmark even internationally in terms of what can be done using online education. And so we are very interested in this. Our faculty are very interested in reaching out to the public at large, and to the community and to the nation, and making ourselves accessible to everybody. So what happens in this course? Once you join the course, as I showed you, there's a foundational program, there's a diploma program, and there's a BSc program. And the foundational program consists of courses which are aimed at basic things like English, mathematics, statistics, and computational thinking. And in what you can call semester 2 or term 2, really, we have English again, mathematics, statistics, and programming in Python. So the first year is primarily intended to bring people up to speed so that they feel comfortable with the core of the program which comes in the second year, which consists of database management systems, programming data structures and algorithms, modern application development, machine learning foundations, business data management, and so on. And we also have skill enhancement programs to enable students to prepare for handling professional settings, interviews, and so on. And then finally, the third year, which consists of electives and things like strategies for professional growth and some projects and so on. And this is the basic layout of the program. The core is the second year that you see here, and the first year and the third year build the first year builds the foundations, and the third year is particularly useful if somebody wants to go for higher studies and they want a degree, formal degree to enable that. I will also point out that all these courses, even though it's written as semester 1 and semester 2, we are offering them in the format of 3 terms every year. So starting in January, so January, February, March, April is one term. Then May, June, July, August is the next term. And then of course, September, October, November, December is the third term. So all courses become available thrice a year. And based on the flexibility available to the student, the time available to the student or the learner, because some of them may even be working, they can choose to do 2 courses at some time, 3 courses in some other time, 1 course in some other time, and so on, and go through the program at their pace. So they can this is particularly useful both for working professionals as well as students who may be in some other program, because they can do 1 course at a time, and in the summer they can do more courses and so on. So what did we accomplish so far? So for example, we opened applications on the 3rd of August in 2020. We had 30,000 people applying for this process. We found that as the qualifier process proceeded, about 24,000 of them were actually active. So about 6,000 didn't really do much. We had 4 courses, as you saw there: computational thinking, English, mathematics, and statistics for data science. We provided 4 weeks of content between October 5th and November 2nd, which consisted of video lectures and graded assignments and a lot of practice problems. And we had a very much more active interaction through discussion forum and live question answer sessions. So in this program, we have the faculty who are the professors at IITs offering the courses. We also have instructor team, an additional instructor team, which consists of a group of people who will interact much more regularly with live sessions and answer doubts, do worked out examples, etc. through these interaction sessions to help the students learn. So the eligibility for the qualification exam was that they needed to have submitted graded assignments, at least 2 out of 3, and the best 2 out of 3 should have been more than 40%. And so in this process, we found about 20,000 students became eligible for the exam, qualifier exam. The exam was held on 22nd of November, and we had about 83% of the students show up, which is very good given that we were dealing with a pandemic situation. And this was at centers across the country. We had over 100 cities in which we had centers, and we carried out this exam. And about 8,000 plus students, 8,154 students got admission into the foundational level. So this is some information that is very interesting to particularly place this in perspective. As I said, this program was made to ensure that we reach out to the nation at large and to all learners across the nation and across the world even, regardless of their background. And so basically, this is to ensure that we change the the philosophy of education in India This program is based on the philosophy that if you are interested, then we will enable it. So that's basically it. You are interested, except for the basic qualification of a 12th standard pass. If you're interested and you're willing to work, actively in this program, we will make you, we will enable this education for you. And that's a major change. That's a very major change in this program. You can see here, we have a ratio, about 1/4 were women participating in this, and so actually this is very friendly for women candidates, because they can actually learn from home at a pace that is convenient to them. You can see the age-wise distribution. Yes, we have a lot of students who are just finished school, so 17 to 20 age group. You'll see a large number of students completing. In this, you see the registered people, the eligible people, those who are present and who passed. And as the age group increases, so 21 to 30, you still see a large number. So these are all people who have finished college, most likely finished college. And then you still see significant numbers in the 31 to 40 who are all working professionals, 41 to 50, 51 to 60. And we had 4 people over 60 years of age, senior citizens, 4 senior citizens kind of who were in this program. And we were really delighted to have them and even actually get to meet them. This is just a snapshot of how much this program has reached across the country. Our aim was to reach out to the nation, and I think this chart pretty much captures this whole the fact that we have truly succeeded. You can see here, all these, each dot here represents a student, the pin code from which the student enrolled. And you can see everyone from Srinagar, Ahmedabad, Kolhapur, Mangalore, Ernakulam, Salem, of course, Chennai, Bhubaneswar, Kolkata, Guwahati, Siliguri, Lucknow, Delhi, so on. I mean, the whole place is covered. And therefore, particularly, I wish to emphasize that you can be anywhere in this country and have the complete experience of this program. You are not in any way getting a compromised experience of it. Wherever you are, you can get the complete experience of this program. And we actually had even 44 learners from international locations. We are going to expand that further, but at this point, this is what we had accomplished in the first run. You can see here by state, all major states are, I mean, all the states are pretty much out here. We had because of exam center process that we were setting up and interest that was shown, the international candidates ended up being at UAE, but we will be reaching out to other places. You can see here everything. You can see Andhra Pradesh. You can see a large contingent from Bihar, for example, Delhi, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, so on. All the states are here. So particularly if you're in a state or a city or a town which is a little away from the central action, so to speak, particularly this program is beneficial to your students because they can access the best education this country can offer from wherever they are. So all the barriers that are there, the physical barrier of location, the barrier of an entrance exam, all that has been removed, and best quality is being made available to anybody who's interested. So particularly, I want to use this opportunity to highlight between this slide and the data you saw in this image, as well as the age groups that you see here. I want to emphasize that this program is open for everyone. No barrier on age group, no barrier on location, no barrier on background. You can be any background and you can take this course. And for example, you can see here about the background. We've had 155 people from the accounting, banking, and finance sector. Of course, a large number from the engineering and manufacturing sector, and also information technology sector. But you can see the others here: healthcare, law, marketing and advertising, recruitment and HR, sales, teaching, training and education, and others. So all all the various professional settings that you can expect people to be in are covered in this program. And therefore, I particularly emphasize this these last 3-4 slides, because it is something that I mean, all of us should reflect on. And therefore, if you have students in your institute who may be interested, regardless of the field that they're studying in, you have family members, relatives, your neighbors, anyone who has always been feeling that I want to get good education, I'm not able to get the opportunity, I'm missing, I have some other constraint, and therefore I'm missing. All those things can be dealt with. I mean, they will really get an opportunity where their dreams can come true. So this is an opportunity for that. please spread the word so that truly people can feel satisfied that they were not denied and that they actually got the opportunity to learn whatever they want. We in fact had a student visit us a few days ago just because he wanted to be in an IIT and he had joined this program and he wanted to visit an IIT. He came all the way from Chhattisgarh to write the exam in Chennai. He gave Chennai as a center just so that he could come here, visit the campus, and feel it that I'm now an IIT student. And he was writing the first quiz exam, so to speak, and he took this enthusiastic effort to do that. Again, coming from a very simple background, his parents are not financially very well off and so on, and still he managed to get this thing going. Some more highlights. You can see here major companies that are listed here: Accenture, Air India, all these big companies that you see. We have people from those companies who have participating in this program to learn. And this is again, as I said, you could be working somewhere. Many times when we are in a professional setting, we are so busy that we don't have time to go and add to our education, try out something new, examine new areas of learning and education and so on. Because generally the traditional education means you have to stop your work, quit your job, and then go join college. That most of us don't have the time. Most of us cannot afford that luxury because it is something that is not possible for various personal reasons, professional reasons may not be possible. Now this is not the case. You can get an official degree from IIT Madras regardless of what job you're holding, as long as you just spend some time every evening at your pace and then go through it. And you can also see people from the Indian Armed Forces, Ministry of Finance, Defense, Government of India, Government of West Bengal, Telangana, ISRO, CSIR. All these people are benefiting from this program. And therefore, virtually anybody who is interested can learn this. Even if somebody has been constrained to stay at home for various reasons, could be medical reasons, could be health reasons, could be financial reasons, could be just, that they had to support the family by being at home. And they felt really they missed out the opportunity to get educated. This is an opportunity that they can fully utilize. So the qualifier is open now for applications. Our next round of qualifiers is open for applications. The last date to apply is 6th of February. So there's still time. We have about a week. We will be conducting this exam. Once the process starts and then we run through 1 month of content, we will conduct exams in 100+ cities. So again, like with the NPTEL experience, this is all based on demand. So I don't know if you have Kanyakumari and suddenly there are a bunch of students in Kanyakumari who want to who are qualifying for the exam, we will open a center in Kanyakumari. And so these cities become available based on demand. So that is our website, onlinedegree.iitm.ac.in, and it's open for application now. So anyone please spread the word. Please ask them to come to our site and apply, and all the basic details will be there that they would have to fill in the application form. We do ask fair bit of detail, primarily to keep track of their progress and assist them as appropriate. So please ask them to fill the application form if they are interested. Again, the last date to apply is 6th of February, and for the next round of qualifying examination, for which again, the process is that we will give the content. Students don't have to go anywhere else for the content. We will train them for that examination. So they just have to have the 12th standard pass as the minimum requirement. So that's all I had to share. Once again, this is our site, onlinedegree.iitm.ac.in. And please visit this site. A lot of detail is available there. Much of what I said is also written there. Many more details, finer details which you may have. Of course, we are going to go through a question answer session now. But over and above that, including like an FAQ and many other details that are relevant to this program are in much greater detail are mentioned there. And many of the queries you may have in your mind may perhaps be answered there. So with that, I will close the presentation and we will open up for discussion. I again thank you for joining us. You are the really are the heart and soul of the NPTEL process. You are able to reach across the nation and help your students and your communities benefit from what is being made available through NPTEL and through our online degree program. And we believe you will be able to do that even for this program. So thank you again. I will halt now. We will be open for questions.
Good afternoon, Professor Pratap. This is Kamala here.
Yes, Kamala.
So we have a few questions from our SPOCs. The one question that I'm seeing quite frequently from our SPOCs is how can they promote this in their college? Because the students are already watching videos and learning online from home for their college degree. Along with this, how do they manage time and pursue the IIT Madras degree as well?
Yes, just a moment. I'm just trying to close this presentation. Let me just make sure. So stop share here. I'll just close it and then, yes, the presentation is closed. So yes, that's a good question. One of the challenges today is that there's a fair bit of online fatigue, so to speak, because so much of basic education itself is happening online. I will primarily indicate two things which I think will be useful for you to share with your student groups. Is that first of all, quite possibly we are seeing moving towards the end of this pandemic, very likely. I mean, it's my guess. So my guess is that sometime this year, maybe slowly things will start opening up again in the education sector. I can already see in the professional sector, people are already at work and a lot of things are going on in some fashion. My guess, I'm not sure, my guess is that sometime a few months from now, we will have more and more educational sector activities going back to the old mode of operation. So that is number one. Number two, I will also tell you that the most important, one of the more important aspects of this program is the flexibility that it has. So if they are interested, if they really see value in it, if the students see value in that, this is going to make a big difference to them in their career, both because of the area and the fact that it is coming from an IIT. If they are interested, there's a lot of flexibility in the pace. So they just need to, only for the qualifier, they have to complete all 4 courses. So for that 1 month. So for 1 month, they definitely have to put in the time and effort to keep, abreast of 1 month of content across 4 courses and write the examination. Once they complete the qualifier, even in the very first term, they can just go along with just one course, and then for the remaining quizzes, they only write that course quizzes. So they can pace themselves out, and that way they are in the program. They are already, they're just managing one course at a time. And once the pandemic clears and they're able to go back to their regular operations, they can maybe take 2 courses, or even in summer break when there is no classes, they can take 2 or 3 courses through this program. So that flexibility is the key here. And if the students understand the flexibility that is available, and they see the value in getting into this program as early as possible, then I think it will. Those 2 factors will help you, address their concerns.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is, the course is offered online, assignments are submitted online. This is an online, it's called an online IIT Madras degree. So why not exams also online?
Yes, so that's a good question. See, like I said, one of the major things about any activity that an IIT does, and certainly what IIT Madras does, is that we want to ensure that quality is not compromised. So this program has 2 aspects to it. One is access. We want to make the access truly universal, which we have done through the process that we are using for enabling people to join. But more importantly, we want to enable this universal access without compromising quality. That is the most important thing. At the end of the day, why does anyone have a very positive vibe when they talk of IITs or IIT Madras or any such thing? That whole positive aura that you have about these institutions is based on the fact that they don't compromise on quality. So a very important aspect of this assessment process in a education, especially undergraduate education process, is that the assessment should be rigorous, and assessment should be very fair and very thorough and without any scope for any irregularity. So this is best ensured in a online, in-person exam process, and that is why the exams are all in person. That said, the exam centers are going to be in the same cities that the students are in. So just all this exam that I spoke to you about, this 8,000 people who wrote those exams in our first round, in the peak pandemic circumstances, were all in their own hometowns. So they all were able to go to those exam centers and write. And so I don't see that as a challenge. It is no different than, eventually when the colleges open, it is no different than commuting to your college or commuting to your workplace. So, and also The exams are going to be held only on Sundays, on the weekends, and particularly on Sundays it is going to be held. So we are confident that it doesn't clash. I mean, very high probability that it doesn't clash with other academic requirements, and most likely students will be able to do it. But the main thing is that it has to be fair, honest, and we should be able to guarantee that that is the case. So we are going to have invigilators there. We're going to have a process of checking identity. All those are critical. I mean, if you put everything online, there are a lot of people who offer many things online. And if you're learning sincerely, that is fine. But if somebody produces a certificate in front of you and says, look, I got this certificate, what value are you going to give that certificate? If you go to a job interview and you show a certificate where everything was done online and nobody has any clue who actually did that course, those people are not going to value it. So simply collecting certificates from various online offerings is not really helpful at all. Those certificates mean nothing. If the process of assessment is not rigorous, then those certificates mean nothing. There's a huge scope for malpractice in such certificates. And so we don't believe that. Our certificate must mean something. If our student shows up at an interview and shows a certificate from IIT Madras, an online degree certificate from IIT Madras, they should immediately, the interview panel should immediately respect that and say, look, we have got a good candidate in front of us. And therefore, we are very clear that this is a process that we will use.
Thank you, sir. So again, the SPOCs are asking this from the NPTEL standpoint of view. See, they are already used to promoting NPTEL courses in their colleges for their students. So, and then there are data science and programming courses in NPTEL also. And now we are also offering domain certification courses. So how do I differentiate this for my students? How do I tell them to pursue which one and what is the benefit of each one?
Yes, so that's a very good question, very valid question. So let me just, both the commonality and the differences between these various options that are available, courses, domains, and the online degree. So first of all, the courses, NPTEL courses offer huge variety. So you can take an NPTEL course in any domain. You can have in aerospace, in biology, in biotechnology, in material science, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and so on. I mean, any of the traditional engineering fields, you can have a course. So if the variety is of importance to the student because they want to learn some topic in their domain area, their specialty, or even some area, new area that they want to try, and they just want to learn because they are very curious about it, but they want to learn it very rigorously, then NPTEL is the way to go. You can learn anything you want from a very highly qualified person in that area, delivering the best content they can, and so that is where the NPTEL is. The domain is something like a minor, so it's like you can think of it as a minor stream, something like what colleges offer as a minor stream, and it takes this learning and puts a little bit of a package around it, saying you take these 4 courses, then you are significantly more of an expert in that area. So particularly, let's say mechanical engineer is interested in joining, say, ISRO. Let's say the mechanical engineer is interested in joining ISRO. Maybe he will do some 4 courses in an aerospace domain, and then when he comes for the interview, he or she will feel confident at that interview, and she will be able to answer questions very well, even though they are from a mechanical engineering background. A traditional mechanical engineering student may not, directly you just start asking them questions in aerospace, they may not know. But this girl or boy who goes up to the interview will be able to answer those questions very well. And so when they are looking to, when they have a basic degree and they are looking to try to specialize into some area, or they have very great interest in working in a particular institution which is focused in a certain sector, then these domain certificates are a great way of preparing themselves for that kind of a hybrid professional setting, and giving them the confidence that they can actually perform in that area. So that is the use of the domain process. But if you want a full degree, official degree from IIT Madras, then the online degree is the only option that is available, and it is in an area which is beneficial to students in any discipline that they are already in. So they can, it just makes them better in that discipline itself, makes them vastly more valuable in that discipline itself. So this is not particularly a change in discipline, but it makes them extremely valuable in their own discipline. They can also, of course, move into a computing kind of a profession, but it makes them extremely valuable in their own discipline. They will do things which other people in the very same field may not be able to do, or certainly will not be able to do convincingly. And so this is the 3, these are like 3 different flavors of what can be done in this mode. And I think the students, if you can, if you see the difference and you are able to convey this to your students, student community, they will be in a better position to understand what makes sense from their perspective of where they want to go in their career.
Thank you so much, sir. So again, from the NPTEL perspective, the question is, students do get fee waivers for the NPTEL courses each semester. Are we offering any similar fee waivers for students who are pursuing the IIT Madras online degree?
Yes, definitely. So we have, as it is, the fee is quite nominal. So what we do, it's just to give you an idea of the fee structure. So let me give you an idea of the fee structure. We have for the qualifier process, for applying for the qualification and taking that 1 month content and writing that exam at the end of 1 month. The fee is very nominal. It's just 3,000 rupees. That's it. The 3,000 rupees includes the exam fee, everything it includes. So it includes the content, the assignments, the discussion forum, the exam, and everything. So 4 exams, 4 exams that are there as part of it at the end of 1 month. All of that, or rather exams in 4 subjects that is there, all of that is covered in just that fee of 3,000 rupees. After that, again, since people are just trying out this thing and they're new to it, the fee in the first year is very low. It is only about 1,000 rupees per credit. I'll give you an idea of the total amount, but it's only 1,000 rupees per credit. In the second term, the second year, so or rather the third term and fourth term, and then again the fifth term and sixth term. So the second and third years, if you can think of it that way, the fee is about 2,500 rupees per credit. So this is the fee. It's a very nominal fee, generally speaking, because these are all official degree credits that you're getting from the best technical institute in the country. And the whole program, if you pay all the fee that is involved in the program, that fee comes to about 2.42 lakhs for the full 3 years, once the 3-year program is completed. But this need not be paid right at the beginning. Students pay only for the credits that they are registering for that particular term. So if somebody takes a 4-credit course in 1 term, they pay 4,000 rupees. If the first year course that they are taking is a 1 single 4-credit course they're taking, the only fee they pay is 4,000 rupees. If they stay through the entire program, then and do all the courses and finally graduate with a degree from IIT Madras, in that case, the fee they would have paid spread across this entire 3-year process would be 2.42 lakhs. This said, we have fee waivers, partial fee waivers for people based on social background as well as economic background. So we have for people who are PWD candidates, for people where the family income is less than 5 lakhs a year, family income is less than and let's say some community based waivers, those students would have to actually pay only 50% of this fee. So instead of 2.4 lakhs, they would only pay 1.2 lakh for the entire program. And if the family income is less than 1 lakh and there are certain other considerations, etc., the fee is even lower. It is 75% is waived, only 25% fee the student would have to pay. So they would only have to pay about 60,000 rupees for the entire 3-year program. So you really have 3 different levels of fee there. The full fee is about 2.4 lakhs. The 50% of fee is of course 1.2 lakh, and then 75% of fee is about 60,000. So this is the range of fee, and based on the background of the student and what, of course, they would have to provide the corresponding documents. This kind of fee waiver is available.
Thank you, sir. So the next question that I am seeing 1 or 2 questions on this topic is this degree validated by UGC or similar other government entities?
Okay, so that's a good question. The way you have to think of it is that the IITs, all the IITs were brought about by an act of the Parliament, and as per this, they are independent entities. They do not come under the UGC process, and therefore IIT degrees are based on what the Senate of IIT approves. All IIT degrees, this includes BTech, BTech in any department you get in IIT, any MBA program that you have here, MS programs, PhD programs, MSc programs, none of them are subject to UGC based processes. They are all based on Senate approval of IIT Madras. So this new program is also based on Senate approval from IIT Madras, and that is how it has come about. It meets all the requirements of what a typical UGC program might have for this kind of a degree. So we have every expectation that this is going to be acceptable. Incidentally, I mean, this program was launched, around the end of July, and it was launched by the MHRD minister and with the senior officials from AICT as well as from MHRD, now Ministry of Education, MOE, were all present there at that point. And so that that further indicates the sort of official acknowledgement that this is a very valid process. And so that's what I would like to indicate in this context.
Okay, sir. Okay, so we have a question from one student, Mr. Jishnu. So what he's saying is, in the online degree portal, he saw that there is a possibility of credit transfer from NPTEL courses at the degree level, the third phase.
Yes.
So if he has already completed such courses, is there any time limit till when these NPTEL courses will be taken into consideration, or does he have to redo the courses again?
Okay, so I think the exact details are there on our site. There is some time limit around when you can take those courses, and there will be some corresponding fee related to it, etc. Something will be there. That detail you would have to see in the website, because certainly if you're taking it now, I don't think it is going to be valid 3 years from now. And so around that time, we will also give you some set of electives. It may not be that you can transfer credit from any course. There will be a short list of electives that we will give you, which relate to this field and are appropriate in the context of the other courses that you have done. And so you will have to pick a course from within that list. And if you do so, then this process will be possible.
Okay, sir. So the next question is, can I take breaks between semesters? Because students are again pursuing the college degree also. Can the SPOCs advise them to, take a few courses one semester, take a break and come back for the next semester?
Yes, definitely. So this is a part of the flexibility offered in this course. We have rules on how you can take the break and how long you can take a break to keep your registration alive, and what is the process to come back into the system. But definitely you can take a break. You can, if you have a very busy semester ahead, you don't want to be doing this particular semester, you can take a break, and you can all your credits will be held safe. When you come back, your registration will be all alive and everything, and you can join the program. So like I said, we have, even for the full degree, we have typically about a factor of 2 is the amount of window flexibility that is available. So a 3-year program, you can finish anywhere between 3 to 6 years. So that much of window is there. I mean, you can finish in 3 years, you can take 3.5 years, 4 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. That kind of a window we have. So almost every year you have 1 to 2 years to finish that 1 year. That is the kind of way you can think of it.
Okay, sir. So this is a question from one of our SPOCs. So does the entry into this program, that is a qualifier exam, that happens every semester, or how often are you planning to offer the qualifier exam?
Very good question. We will be offering the qualifier 3 times in a year. So thrice a year it's available, because we are going to offer 3 terms, as I said. And so roughly lining up with the start of every term, we will have a qualifier process. That is the intention. Based on how the process unfolds, we may make some modifications. But inherently, we are planning to have 3 qualifiers as the per year. So you can, again, that's again a difference. Most of the time, admission happens only once a year in all the colleges. We have ability to join this program 3 times in a year.
Okay, sir. So these are questions from students as well as SPOCs. Once they complete the degree, will they be considered as IIT alumnus?
Yes. When you complete the BSc degree, you will be an official IIT Madras alumnus. So you will get the privileges of an IIT Madras alumnus, and that will be part of the process. But it is for the degree students. So you have to complete the 3-year program and get the official BSc degree from IIT Madras. Then you become an alumnus. So it is not a privilege that will be made available to people who complete only the foundational level and exit, or only the diploma level and exit. You have to complete the degree, and then you get a alumnus status.
Okay, sir. So I think we have covered most questions. I think we have 1 or 2 more questions. So will IIT help with securing internship, recruitment, and so on?
Yes, we will be having processes to, particularly for the students who complete the degree program, we will have separate placement process to assist them. We will be working with industry partners to help you have internships. The students who perform well will also get opportunity to work with faculty in IIT Madras for short durations during summer as as part of projects and so on. So many such opportunities we are working on, and we plan to have them available for students in this program.
Okay, sir. So this is the last question. So a student wants to know if, once he joins the program and he starts the courses, will he be allowed to participate in IIT competitions and so on?
Yes, let me put it this way. First of all, to participate in competitions in IIT, particularly, if you're looking at things like Sarang or Shastra and so on, you can participate regardless of your, institution as it is. But yes, once you are enrolled in the program, we are trying to make. This is a new program. We are just unfolding it. We are making connections to various student activities here. And to whatever extent that you can participate, we will try and enable it. And the student groups here will try to include you as much as possible in various activities in campus.
Okay, so I think we have covered all the questions. We can close the program, sir.
Okay. Once again, thank you, everyone. Thanks, Kamala, and for all the taking care of the questions and so on. I hope what we conveyed was very clear to you. Again, you have been a very valuable and important part of the NPTEL community, of this online education community, and we are really doing something very new, in many ways very historic, both nationally as well as internationally. Internationally also, we interact with a lot of faculty across the world, and nobody anywhere in the world has a program anything close to this, where the reach is so great and the quality is so well maintained. And so this is a historic opportunity. We've really opened the Indian education system in a way that it has never been ever before, because of various constraints that were always there, and all those constraints we have been able to remove, and so suddenly it's all open. I again encourage you to talk to anyone who has had that hunger that they wanted to learn and had not got the opportunity, that here is a match for their aspirations that they can definitely make use of. So with that, thank you again for joining us, and feel free to send us questions. You know how to reach us, and we can always try to clarify even further later on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.